Okay, and for number 10, we have Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo, obviously. But yeah, this one's really weird for me. I know I keep saying that, but seriously, I only played this game, about maybe 3-4 years ago, and I haven't played it again since then. And I'm constantly thinking, wait a minute, I gotta put this on the list. How can I not put this on the list? It was fucking amazing. And yeah, I can't believe a retro game has made me actually feel like that. Just to grab me so much, all the fanboys for this game, I'm with them 100%. This deserves every bit of praise it gets, right? If this game wasn't on the list, then probably the Metroid Prime games on the GameCube, particularly Metroid Prime 1, would probably be here. But as it stands for me, this one was like, it beats it hands down, I'm sorry. But yeah, either way, number 10 is definitely Super Metroid. It fucking has to be. Okay, and for number 9, this one's gonna take a little bit of time to explain, because it is seriously one of my favourite franchises of all time. Nights into Dreams and Knight's Journey of Dreams. Now, if you asked me a couple of years ago, I probably would have said Nights into Dreams, right? I didn't play this game as a kid, I did have a Sega Saturn as a kid, but I didn't have this, which is kind of weird, I know. But I actually picked this up a few weeks before I played the Wii game, just to see what it was like, and I really loved it. It was one of the best games on the Saturn. In fact, it is my favourite Saturn game, easily. But then there's this Wii remake, which I kind of prefer, and when I say that, I feel somewhat bad, because in a way, I know why this game, wasn't as successful as it was. It's got some flaws to it, but everything else I love about it just outweighs everything bad, okay? It's got extremely charming story, I adore the music, and it just gets me, okay? It hits that special bit of my heart that's, this is sounding cheesy, I don't care. Anyway, Nights overall is easily one of my favourite franchises, and both games are very dear to me. But as for which one is my favourite, I gotta go with the Wii one, okay? To all my fellow Sega fanboys that might disagree on that, I don't blame you, but please don't hate me. Anyway, Knight's Journey of Dreams for the Wii, number 9. And for number 8 we have Rayman 2, The Great Escape. Now, earlier in the list we were talking about Beyond Good and Evil, but this is easily Michael Ansel's finest work of art. And we all know this, and sure as hell Ubisoft knows this. They've released this game about a dozen times. Hell, I recently rebought it again so that I could play it in 3D on the 3DS. 3 fucking D! Yeah. But, regardless, the game itself is just perfection. Okay, when I think of a perfect game, seriously, I think of Rayman 2. Everything about it, from the difficulty curve to the controls to just the overall fun of it. It is at a level that I think all games should strive for, right? It is seriously perfect in my eyes. Not to mention one of the finest 3D platformers you will ever play in your life. And if you get the chance to, and you're looking for some 3DS games, be sure to pick this one up. It's in 3D! And it's awesome. But yeah, I personally fell in love with this game on the Dreamcast, and in my opinion, that's still the best version of the game to this day. If you've got an N64, you can play a good version on that as well. The PS1 version is a bit different, but I personally think the Dreamcast version's where it's at. But in any case, great game. Yeah. Rayman 2, The Great Escape, number 8. And for number 7, we have Ico for the PS2. Now, you all know how I feel about Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. These games, I really don't have to say it, do I? They are the definitive version of art in video game form. And they're just so fucking soothing and heartwarming, and they make you cry, and they look pretty, and these games are amazing, okay? Now, I used to have a really hard time picking between, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, which one I like more. But in the end, I gotta go with Ico. Partway because of nostalgia, because it was one of the first PS2 games I got. But, I don't know, I kinda just like the more subtle feel of it, going around a castle, solving puzzles, while trying to help out a lassie, It was a really heartwarming tale that's I love to death, I really do. But yeah, and for those of you wondering, right, yes, both Ico and Shadow of the Colossus will be coming to the PS3 in the form of the Team Ico collection, and you should all buy it! Seriously, buy these games! They're amazing! Okay, but yeah, Ico, definitely my favourite, but again, Shadow of the Colossus is amazing too, of course, but yeah. Number 7, Ico. And for number 6 we have Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo. Now, I really gotta do some explaining here, okay, because if any of you know me, I've said in multiple videos that my favourite Mario game of all time is Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii. Probably because it's one of the absolute most perfect 3D platforms you will ever play. But then I realised something. You may remember back in previously in this countdown that I said this about the Orange Box. If I first experienced it as a compilation, then, you know, I'll include that on my top list. And then I realised, wait a minute, I first experienced the Super Mario Brothers in the form of Super Mario All-Stars. Doesn't that count? And then I realised that, wait a minute, that game actually does mean more to me than Super Mario Galaxy does. This was my first time playing all 4 of these games, okay? And anyone who owned this game as a kid, who didn't grow up with an NES like myself, can probably understand how precious it is. I want everyone to know that if any of these 4 games was to stand on their own, then they probably would fall short to Super Mario Galaxy in my eyes. But as it stands, all 4 games together combine to make the best game on the Super Nintendo. Yes, better than Super Metroid. It's pretty scary, isn't it? But yeah, as far as Mario goes, these games... I mean, it was the first game I ever played as well, right? That's gotta account for something. But yeah, this compilation makes it on this list as number 6, Super Mario All-Stars. Okay, now we're in the top 5. And to start off the top 5, we have Ratchet Clank 3 Up Your Arsenal. Best name ever, by the way. But yeah, you all knew Ratchet Clank would be making an appearance on this list. I've been a fan of this series since day one. Literally, I bought the first game day one, so I feel a real attachment to the series as a whole. But the third one is easily the best one. I feel it had the best single player for starters, the best lineup of weapons, and, I don't know, the most addictive gameplay, okay? And I do think that Ratchet Clank Crack in Time, you know, the latest one that came out a couple of years ago, was a very close contender. But what ultimately makes the third game my favourite was its multiplayer. I actually played that an awful lot. I got really into it. There was a great community on there, it was fun as hell. But yeah, can't really play it online that much anymore. But still, at least we have the awesome single player. But yeah, anything else to say would probably be unnecessary because everybody who subscribed to me is Ratchet Clank fan. Well, are they? You probably are. If you aren't, you should be ashamed of yourself because these games are awesome. But yeah, anyway, Ratchet Clank 3, Up Your Arsenal, number 5. Okay, and for number 4 we have Skies of Arcadia for the Dreamcast. Best RPG ever! Seriously, you will never play a better Japanese turn-based RPG ever in your life. But yeah, I talked about this not long ago, but you play an RPG at a certain age, you're going to grow up with fondest of memories of it. That rule doesn't apply to anything more for me than Skies of Arcadia. I have put hundreds of hours of my life into this game, searching Arcadia, okay? The story, the music is... Okay, I've reached my limit, right? I can't keep repeating myself. I love this game. I love it to death. I did a 183-part Let's Play of it. Go watch it. Or better yet, go buy the fucking thing. Sega, remake it. Remake it, god damn it! I want to play it again. But yeah. I've literally got nothing to say. I love this game. I love it to death. Go play it! Go play it now! Okay. Skies of Arcadia. Number 4. Go play it! And for number 3, we have The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Now, it's funny, because I'm pretty sure we all know what Zelda is, of course, but I don't know if I would really consider myself a hardcore Zelda fan. Sure, I want to own all the games, I want to play them, and I've enjoyed most of them, but Ocarina of Time is the only one that I've really gotten, you know, really into, you know, on the same level that I'm sure most incredibly die-hard Zelda fans have, okay? But yeah, when I was a kid, just so much time wasted on this game, okay? I think how most people feel about Zelda is how I feel about this single game. Now, as I said, I do enjoy a lot of the other games, you know, Twilight Princess, Spirit Tracks, Wind Waker, Link to the Past, you know, all the Zelda games are always amazing, and I can't wait for Skyward Sword to come out. And I know this is, you know, is always topped best game of all times list to the point where it's kind of, you know, typical, of course, Ocarina of Time one, but in my eyes it deserves every fucking awards and all that shit that it gets, because it is that good, okay? It's that good, and I love it to death. If you have a problem with that, leave me alone. I want to play my games in praise. I love Zelda, yeah. Anyway, Ocarina of Time, number 3. And for number 2, we have Sonic 3 and Knuckles for the Mega Drive. Now, sit back people, because it's story time. When I was a kid, I didn't actually own Sonic 3 for the Mega Drive. I didn't get to play this game until I owned Sonic Jam for the Sega Saturn. Now, we're not going to apply that whole compilation rule here, even though Sonic Jam is the best compilation ever, in my honest opinion. But when I was playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles on Sonic Jam, I didn't know about the extra content, you know, the extra boss fight and all that. I just thought it was a way to play as Knuckles in Sonic 3. It wasn't until I was in high school, until I was in fucking high school, and I thought I was like this total Sonic guru, and then a friend of mine tells me, did you ever get that last boss on Sonic 3 and Knuckles? And I was like, what are you talking about? That never existed. But then he gives me a loan of Sonic 3, and then I find out, holy shit, it actually was. I feel so stupid, I gotta go home and play this game to death. And I did just that, and then I realised what I was missing out on, because Sonic 3 and Knuckles was the best Sonic Mega Drive game. Sure, you needed 2 games to get it to work, but the amount of levels and the experience and that fucking last boss, it was just epic in a way that epic can't describe. I don't know, it was really, really good, right? Pretty much everybody, well, I don't know. Does everybody love the Mega Drive Sonic games? I know Sonic's been on the downfall for years, but I don't care. This game is always going to be my favourite Sonic game. It is fantastic. It is perfect. I adore it to death. It is my second favourite game of all time. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, number 2. Well, it's been quite fun doing this list, hasn't it? But now we have finally arrived at number 1. And I just gotta say, first of all, guys, this game right here, it's not just my favourite game of all time. It is my favourite just form of media ever. It means that much to me in my heart. It is perfect. I adore it. Nothing on this earth will ever come close to it. It's never going to be replaced for me. I adore it, and it's just, words can't express how much I feel about it. And that one game, that I love more than anything is none other than Kingdom Hearts. Okay. If any of you are new subscribers, that was a little joke, okay? It was funny if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan. Anyway, yeah, my favorite game of all time, Shenmue 2 for the Dreamcast, yeah. You all saw this coming, come on. It was funny, wasn't it? But yeah, in all seriousness, Shenmue 2, it's epic. It's great. It's fantastic. It's got a great story, it's got good music, it's got good gameplay. I'm repeating myself, but I don't care, because Shenmue is worth it. And yes, we want Shenmue 3 uses, okay? And it's closer to happening than ever before. Keep your fingers crossed, guys, okay? Maybe it'll come out before Kingdom Hearts 3! Yeah, but anyway, guys, that's it. Shenmue 2, number 1.